Okay, we're live. At least that's what it tells me. How's it going, beautiful people? It says I'm live. I hope that I am. I hope that everything's looking good. Everything's doing well over here. And I got on here a little bit early. Hope that y'all like that. So, how's everybody smelling? And I hope let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. I hope that the mix working tonight. So we will be talking about, of course, some new fragrance releases. Let me pull up Fragrantica here real quick. We'll talk about some new fragrance releases and maybe some fragrances we've been getting into. Anything new that y'all been buying? Any fragrance news in particular? And I do have one joke. It's not. I guess it'll be our topic of today. Maybe we can have some fun and joke about it. But when some people pop in here, we'll talk about that. So, anyways, yeah, I got Fragrantico pulled up. How y'all doing tonight? How's the fragrance life? How's the fragrance world going? I see people popping in. How y'all doing? How's it going? How's the fragrance world going for you this weekend? Beautiful weekend. Hope that you're smelling good out there. What's your scent of the day? What did I wear today? That's what it was. Cartier's Roadster. And if you, I'm trying to share. Let me know if you want me to share my sense of the day post every day here on YouTube. I did that a couple times, and I didn't get a lot of reception. Let me know. But on Instagram, I do that every day. And I guess Instagram is a place where people want to see that sense of the days and all that good stuff. So if you want to see my sense of the day, wake up in the morning and chat about that, definitely join my Instagram. So how's everybody doing? Join in the conversation. I don't see nobody said hello yet. Let me know you're here. Let me know what you're wearing. So, anyways, I've been doing pretty good. Do y'all still want a couple summer fragrance videos? I think I have some that I didn't edit or doing haven't uploaded yet that were summer related. Let me know. Are you feeling the fall weather? Are you feeling like it's fall yet? Carlos is in the house. Says, "Hey brother, good to see you, Carlos. How's life treating you? What's good? What are you wearing today? It's a pleasure to see you. Let me know. Is my mic all right? Is my connection okay? I hope that it's all right. I know that I don't have the best internet, but I hope that it's good. And it's all looking, sounding, and all that good stuff. So, what's your scent of the day? I'm wearing Cartier's Roadster. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's a fantastic fragrance, in my humble opinion. Carlos says, "All good, bro. All good there. Good audio and video. Happy to hear that. I'm trying to improve things over here." And I don't know. Maybe I'll switch it up a little bit more. I figured a couple things out, and I don't know, maybe I'll be able to get the recordings to be even a little bit higher quality. If y'all haven't noticed, there some of my newer recordings, not all of them, y'all, some of the recordings are still a little bit previous, but some of them are in 4K. I don't know if that matters to y'all that much, but 4K quality. Roadster's a beast, man. I used about 3 bottles. Oh, you've gone through 3. Well, that's a fantastic fragrance. And if you love it that much, I don't know if you want to, but maybe get a backup bottle, because that's another one that it's going to disappear. It's going to disappear here in the near future, I think. I don't know how long it's going to be around. I can only guess. And I see it sold out here and there. And right now, availability of things is not the best. So things sell out here and there all the time. So it's hard to judge what is actually going to disappear on us. But I don't, it might be sooner than later. Cartier's Roadster, and I think people will miss it, and people talk about how good it is. So, anyway, Stephanie Deming is in the house. Says, "Hey, good to see you, Stephanie. How's life treating you? What is your sense of the day?" Carlos says, "Price spiked up real crazy on Roadster. Has it? I haven't even paid attention too much, but it's is it still available? Are there still bottles popping up on Fragrance by CA? Let me see if I can look that up right now. That's where I got my bottle, and a little while back, a couple months ago, there were still a few bottles on eBay as well. I paid about $50-$60 for mine, but I overpaid when I bought mine. You could still find a bottle for about $40. So let's see if there are any bottles on Fragrance by CA right now. And again, I am not affiliated with them. I just buy fragrances from them, and they have better shipping, and they have some fragrances that are available that FragranceNet doesn't have. So, Maybe it's my internet slow. It didn't pull up Roadster. RTA Roadster. Okay, here we go. It's still here. 50 mils not available. 100. So it's sold out right now. So it's not available at all. So, but maybe you could put yourself on the wait list. We can go to eBay. This stream isn't all about Cartier's Roadster. We're just having fun, joking around. We'll talk about any fragrance, really, if you want to talk about something. So let's see what they're going for on eBay. eSmeebay. So let's see what we got going on over here. I typed in Cartier Roadster eBay, and the first link I typed just brought me to the eBay homepage. What am I supposed to do? It's bringing up the watch. Got to put in fragrance. I'm not a rich guy. Those watches are like $3,000. I'm not rich enough for that. Okay, so Cartier Roadster Sport. There's still some bottles. A couple guys have some bottles for $38 plus $8.50 shipping. When I talked about that fragrance a little while back, you used to be able to get it for almost half of that. That's like with taxes. That's almost like what, $50. Cartier Roadster Sport for a bottle for Cartier's Roadster. Somebody's got a 50 ml bottle they're wanting $30 for. So that's kind of like $60 for a bottle. That's not too bad. Yeah, okay, so there is somebody supposedly selling a real bottle. I don't know if they're a good seller, but there's some people asking 60, but it doesn't look like a very legit picture. The seller, of course, if you do buy on eBay, always be careful. Make sure they're like 99% or 100, and you can look at the individual ratings if you'd like. So this person has a 99.2 with over 25,000 sales. Name is Mighty, Meidy. Not affiliated with them, but they're top rated, and of course, you can do returns. So if you want it for $60, you can probably still get it out there. Let's see here. My scent of the day. Oh, good to see everybody popped in. Carlos says my scent of the day is Le Homme Yves Saint Laurent Le Parfum. Fantastic fragrance. Really, that's really mass appealing, easy to wear. Do you wear that for going out and about? Some people joke that is a new heavy hitter, a party fragrance that's out there. And that's what I kind of recommend it for. I've never said that. I don't know what to say. Stephanie Deming says scent of the day is Louis Vuitton on the beach. I bet that's a fun fragrance. Was it really hot out there? Did you have a really hot day and did you have some fun out there? Did you go to the beach? Ronald says evening scent of the day is Jacques Fott. I don't know how to say the other part. No, I'd say Jacques, but I don't know how to say it. Fott. Is it Fott? I don't know. Vers le sous. Anyways, my French is terrible, but I bet that's nice. I have not tried that house or that fragrance. So Randy says, hi, Ben. Scent of the day is the Siren. Oh, from the new Zahara fragrances. Would you recommend it? What do you think about it? There's some reviews popping out about those new collaboration Zahara fragrances. I would like to get my nose on them for sure. Carlos says, I have a site where Roadster is at 150, where they must be price gougers. I don't know if they're like an online boutique of discontinued fragrances, but 150 is ridiculous. But people are already prepared. There's always somebody ready to make money. And that's how life goes. There are people who are going to, ready to mark up Roadster or just about any popular fragrance that's of good quality or that people would recommend. So people can do what they want, but I've never been a vintage fragrance hunter, and that's one of the reasons for it. When a fragrance is retailing, when it first comes out, especially designer fragrances, when they're $80, that's what they're worth or less. And once it like doubles or triples in price, it might have been a great designer fragrance. And I know some people love histories and have memories and all that, but personally, there's so many new fragrances, and the designer fragrance world moves so fast. Y'all know my opinion or my personal feelings, I guess. I love Roadster, but I couldn't recommend it. There's so many new good other fragrances, even though it's a great one. Carlos says I used it just for grocery shopping today. I wanted to try it. I barely got it last week. How are you liking it, Carlos? So you got the Roadster? Hopefully you didn't pay 150 for it. I hope not. Stephanie says, "High on the 80s today. Not bad. Yeah, that's not too bad. Right here where I am, I think it hit 90 today, or like 88 plus, and there's really high humidity. I think we're supposed to have some of our hottest days. I think it was like Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. Here, it doesn't get to the hundreds or the hundreds plus, but you can get as much, sometimes like 95% plus humidity, which makes like cooks you like in a steamer. So it actually feels hotter than it is. And yeah, it can be rough. It can make you sweat real bad. It can cook you. So uh, being boiled alive, yeah. So and where I'm from, the worst thing I suppose is that you can get that for 3 or 4 months straight. So some people have 1 month or 2 months of hot. We got like 4 or more months that are hot like that. So, but I bet you had fun out there, Stephanie. Smelling good up there with the Louis Vuitton. Carlos says, "Oh no, that's not what Roadster I used. Not. Oh, it was the. Oh, I see. I'm sorry. I'm mixing things up. Well, how'd that fragrance work for you? How'd the Les Parfums work for you? Let me know. Anybody else want to share their scent of the day? Okay, well, there's some people here, some loyal, friendly people. I feel maybe we'll joke. This is our topic. This is our main attraction today. You could watch it right now, but of course, I don't want you to run away. But the new Paco Rabanne Phantom commercial has released, my friends. I actually thought about doing a dual screen so we could watch it with each other. I don't know how to do that through YouTube Studio. I can record a video like that. I know how to do that, but showing a screen. I mean, I guess I could pull up a phone, but it's not the same thing as actually allowing you to watch it in person. So after this, or maybe you could have a dual screen going on right now, or pull up YouTube. But there's the commercial for Paco Rabanne's Phantom is out. I don't know if some of you will cringe, laugh, or I don't know what you think, but it's very futuristic. It's like aliens. It actually reminds me of some of the party scenes in like one of the Star Wars movies, like with Anakin, like a fancy futuristic alien party. It's extremely ridiculous. It's extremely over the top. And for the people, I'm just joking around because I agree. I do think it's ridiculous. But for the people who dislike, Invictus with the trophy bottle, their heads are going to explode because the bottle looks like a little robot. And that commercial is one of the most ridiculous commercials I've seen of them all. If you want to laugh, or I don't know, you might be sad at the world of fragrance if you're a niche head or something. That I don't know where. I haven't seen that commercial on TV, but I want to see what people's reactions are to that. It's. I thought it was pretty funny. It was ridiculous. I didn't know what to think about it. Let's see everybody popping in here. Carlos is very masculine. My wife was telling me all day that she could smell it. Oh, the Les Parfums. Yeah, it has great performance. And I think isn't that the one that's considered the best version now? But yeah, it has great performance and works. Absolutely works. Bro Sense is in the house. Good to see you, my friend. How's life treating you? Hello, my frag brothers and sisters. Bro Sense. Hey, good to see you. What are you smelling like? What's your scent of the day? Matt says my scent of the is that occasion. Well, occasions is with an O. So scent of the A. Evening is a E. I don't even know. Anyways, this 4711. Good fresh fragrance. Doesn't last too long, but a classic for sure. Stephanie says, "Oh, Phantom." Yeah, that's the one. Did you see the commercial, Stephanie? Did you see that commercial? It is ridiculous. Carlos says, "Hey, bros, welcome." Bro says, "Hey, Centaur, the new Dior Sauvage Elixir. I have heard about that. I don't know. I haven't heard too much hype about it in the FragCon. Sauvage EDT certainly is one of the biggest fragrance that has ever been made. One of the most popular fragrances. And I've seen some new love and some new talk about the the original Sauvage EDT. It does certainly have the best performance. I'm not a big Sauvage person, not only for the smell, perhaps, but also maybe not for the price either. I think it's a bit overpriced for what it is. But if I was doing with any Sauvage, it would probably be the Parfum, and that might be actually not a very popular opinion, but I don't love the Parfum. I wouldn't recommend you even go buy it, but the Parfum is my favorite. So I'm curious to see if the Elixir will convert me to the world or the line of Sauvage. Maybe the Elixir will be my favorite out of them. I don't know why. I've never connected to the Sauvage DNA at all. And, for me, I'm one of those people that the EDT is just not very pleasant for me. But I much personally would prefer getting the Bleu de Chanel EDP. I don't know. That's probably, if you're a niche head, or if you're into cheapies watching my channel, I don't even know if that's a conversation you care about that much. But certainly there's a bunch of people, maybe millions, who care about Sauvage and Bleu de Chanel an awful lot. So let's see. Lee Lay 76 says Phantom might have a little robot bottle, but Paco Rabanne makes some decent fragrances. Invictus is a decent bottle and cologne. I'll check out the commercial. Yeah, it's the Invictus bottle. To me, it is a little bit chintzy, perhaps, but it doesn't really offend me, or it doesn't bother me that much. A lot of people really don't like the 1 million bottles. I actually don't like the name 1 million, but it doesn't bother me that much. I'm not that fussy. But I actually don't, the gold bars don't bother me that much. I got Paco Rabanne 1 million lucky, and I got the 200 ml bottle, the big bottle, because I actually like how it's like a mirror. It's reflective, and I like how big it is. I know it's ridiculous, but it kind of feels like holding a giant bar of metal. So I know it's chintzy, but I thought it was actually kind of fun. It's kind of whimsical. It's a carefree fragrance. And I think that's what Phantom is going for. I think that's going to really draw in the younger crowd. I don't know if it's marketed more towards kids. If you mentioned the robot looks kind of like Wall-E from the Disney movie. If you know about that character, and I think it was like an old NES character as well, like in video games. So it kind of has that look about it. If you look into history, there's actually was a couple video games based off about it. So it's got a little history behind it. So I think that's going to draw in some people, maybe kids who are more, I don't know, they like toys. So I don't think you can detach or there's anything you can actually play with. But certainly an interesting bottle design. What do y'all think about it? What do y'all think about the bottle or the commercial? Ronald says, I just watched it. I like the song. It's kind of poppy. It's got a rhythm. It's got something going on. I don't know if I would add it to my playlist, but it wasn't, the song wasn't too bad. Yeah, you're right, Ronald. But it was over the top, wasn't it? That thing was like hovering and zooming around the bottle and the alien stuff. They put a lot of effort into that. And I don't know who they got to edit that, but it was edited like high, to me, the high quality movie effects. They put a lot of I don't know how much money went into that, but the thing was, the quality of it as far as graphics was amazing, and the the cinematography was actually great. It was just the topic and how things were put together that was pretty crazy, and that's why it was kind of funny. So anyway, sorry, sent of the day, no problem. Thanks, Carlos. Tremaine is in the house. Good to see you, Tremaine. Maine is hotter than a yeah. Gotta stay cool. Hope that y'all are staying hydrated out there. Ronald says, my girlfriend likes the weird bottles. Oh, she does. She likes the weird bottles. Some people really like the celebrity scents. They like the really strange looking bottles that stand out, and they're really different. And they don't necessarily have to be made out of really high quality crystal. They could be made out of plastic or something, but if it looks different, it works for a lot of people. So she has bought me Toy Boy. Yeah, for me personally, I couldn't get Toy Boy. I can't have something that looks like a teddy bear or a squeeze bar of honey as a fragrance. I just can't get over that in my head. And the Lamals, yeah, some people don't like the designs of the Lamal bottles either. There's a good chance I bet she will. I bet she'll get you that Phantom. Let me know how it goes. But they're not bad fragrances though. That's the funny thing. Some people might dislike the bottles of these fragrances, but a lot of the times they're not. The juice isn't bad inside, so we'll have to see how good Phantom is. I don't know. I might be converted to Phantom if it's a good enough fragrance and I can have a good laugh with it. I might get it one someday, but we'll have to see if that happens or not. Carlos says, "Oh, yeah, Bleu de Chanel EDP." Yeah, to me, out of all the blue fragrances, the Bleu de Chanel EDP and the Versace Dylan Blue, in my humble opinion, are the best of the blues. And Invictus is still pretty good. Especially if you can get it on a really good sale. There are big bottles that sometimes people ignore, like big. I forget if they're 150 or 200 mil, and it'll last you forever. You could overspray, but there's some really great deals on those out there. And there's by the House of Gallimard. I don't even know if it's made anymore, but it was called Mezzanotte. Talked about it. I mentioned it a couple times, but essentially was a niche version of Invictus. And I don't know if we can compare niche to the designer blue game like that, but it really was a really great fragrance. But I never bought it, but it was pretty darn good. So let's just say I'm in it to enter the drawing. Bro. Bro's all in. He's going for it. Steve, how do you say your name there? Is it Stikes and Steeks? Come mingle with Joey Canoli stream, chat one night. We love Centaur Fragrance. Nicest man. Oh, that's too kind. Plus, he's not shielding. I'm not. I actually made a post about that on my Instagram because I have a code for So Avant Garde for 15% off, but I don't actually get money in my pocket. But I love that I can collaborate with them. So Avant Garde, which is a fragrance distributor, but I don't get money. They've never given me money, and if they do, I'm going to be doing giveaways so I can give away stuff. Anyways, you can get some of the best prices on niche. So I do, I'm very, very self-conscious, and there were certain things like that in the past, but I've kind of got my confidence up. I kind of gotten past worrying about what other people think. So, but yeah, Joey Canoli, I haven't watched him in a while. It's actually hard to find, a little bit hard to find him, but I mentioned Joey Canoli. I wish that it was easier to find him on YouTube. Like if you search Joey Canoli, because maybe it's because he does lives. Does he do any reviews anymore or any actual like fragrance videos? It's very difficult to find him unless you know his channel name and you're searching exactly who you're looking for and searching for. So anyways, thank you for that big compliment, Steaks. Carlos says, same here. I could not get Toy Boy. Yeah, nothing against Toy Boy or the people who love the fragrance. I still want to smell it and review it and all that, but I don't know if I could keep that in the collection. And Black Currant and Rose, I bet it smelled good, but I don't know if I want to wear that. Stephanie Deming says, "Lol, just watched the vid. The song is from the late disco era. You make me feel like Sylvester." I didn't recognize the song, but that's pretty funny. That it's probably some modern interpretation of that song, but that's awesome that you know the song. Are you a big music head, Stephanie? Do you know a lot about music? I try to keep myself up to date and I try to learn everything I can, but there's so much music out there. I just watched. Oh, you just watched it. Carlos says, "Oh yes, I have Dylan Blue as well." That's a compliment puller. Yeah, Dylan Blue, one of the biggest compliment getters in the game, and still not everybody knows about it. Maybe not everybody talks about it. So, Paul says, "Girl by Pharrell Williams, weird bottle, great fragrance. Have you got your nose on it?" No, I have not. Is that a fragrance you think a guy would be comfortable with wearing? Again, I usually don't go for too many gender bender fragrances. One of those was Lemon Verde by Guerlain, which was from the Aqua Allegoria collection. I think that's how you say it. Anyways, that was marketed towards ladies. And I do have Midnight Oud by Juliet Has a Gun. And that one, some ladies actually feel like it's masculine. It's very unisex. So those are probably the only two fragrances in my collection that are actually for women's collections. A lot of fragrances aren't really marketed towards anybody, so I don't know if they would I don't know if they'd be considered women's fragrances, but those are about the only two in my collection that I can think of. Bardessons in the house says, "Hey everyone, great to see you all. Yes, welcome. You're very welcome here, Bardesson." Ronald says it's was looking at that girl fragrance. Apparently, it's made by Comme des Garçons for Pharrell. Yeah, Comme des Garçons does make some good fragrances. They have some futuristic ones that not everybody has tried. And I do need to try some more. They actually have a lot of fragrances, but not everybody reviews them. I don't know where they're exactly sold, but a lot of their fragrances never get reviewed by reviewers. Again, maybe they're not distributed to certain boutiques. I don't know where they're sold, but there's like one that's called like Sherbet or Sorbet, something like that. There's one that's like Soda, and both of those are like really fun fragrances, really versatile. I think, and just about anybody would like them, and they're not too expensive. Maybe good for layering, kind of, but there's one that's kind of has something to do with the orchestra or the opera, and I have it saved somewhere, but somebody told me I need to buy it. I need to try it. So, yeah, good house. I have Wonder Oud, which is great. The Wonder Wood used to get a lot of hype. Used to get a lot of talk in the fragrance community. Not so much anymore. But if you like woody fragrances, certainly worth a try. I do like Wonder Oud. It's more of like a dark, gritty, woody fragrance. Not too much on the oud. It's not very animalic or scary, but it does have almost a smokiness about it. It does have some darkness about it. So let's jump to the rest of the comments. So, what are your thoughts on Ganymede? Oh, Ganymede's great. I prefer the original, the B683, but Ganymede is a little bit more, almost of a chypre, and it's a little bit more playful. It's not as heavy as well, so that's why a lot of people love the Ganymede so much. But it's a great fragrance, compliment getter, easy to wear, likable. If you want something that has like some spice and some leather and some sweetness, it's great. It's not the same fragrance, but I do want to put it out there. If you like things like CH Men, the original, not the Privé, the one that came before the Privé, CH Men, and you wanted something niche and higher quality, great. Maybe you're a lady out there and you smell tuxedo, and you said, "I want something like that for myself," but you don't want to wear tuxedo. Of course, do it if you want to. Do whatever the heck you want, ladies or guys, wear whatever you want. But Ganymede for the ladies, stunner. It's very unisex though, and I know guys and ladies out there who wear it. So great fragrance, absolutely. And there's a B683 Extrait, and I haven't tried it yet, but I want to, and that might blow me away. That might be the thing for me. Blow me away. Like the like when the Eau de Desert came out, like everybody knows the Eau de Desert Marocaine. I know I'm saying it probably terribly wrong, but then there was the low Eau de Desert version, and because it's a shorter name, people think that it came out before. But it's actually a flanker. It's actually almost like a concentrated version of the Eau de Desert Marocaine, and it's richer and heavier. And for me personally, I prefer it much better. So let's jump to the rest of the comments here. Leonardo Cardoso says, "Scent of the night is China White, Brazil." Who makes that? But sounds nice. Sounds clean. Is it soapy? Stephanie says, "Music teacher." Oh, Stephanie's a music teacher. Knows all the music. That's awesome, Stephanie. You definitely can share some wisdom with us. I like all kinds of music, but I like symphonic rock. I like Celtic folk. Russian hard bass. I like a lot of weird stuff, but I dabble with just about anything. What was that? I found a style of music. What was it called? What was it like? Pirate. What was it? It was like pirate something metal. It's so funny. There's so much stuff out there. If you're willing to explore the world of music, there's just like fragrance. So much stuff out there. You'd be surprised. Also, in the 90s, I still kind of like it sometimes. It's like tribal fusion music. There's some weird stuff out there. Stephanie, no wonder. Yes, we are on winter. It's winter. Is it winter where you are? Is it cold? Where are you from? Just in general. You don't have to tell me just like a nation or something like a continent. Well, continent's not specific enough, I guess. Robo of from Heaven says, hello, everyone. Good to see you, my friend. How's life treating you? Hello, Leonardo, again. Ronald says, Steve and Seagulls has some fun music. I'll have to look that up. I like exploring music. I am kind of picky, but I like exploring a lot of stuff. I guess it's hard to describe. I don't... How would I describe it? I like exploring all kinds of music, but I don't always like all kinds of music. So I don't want to disenfranchise anybody. But for example, rap is not really my thing. So anyway, do y'all have any more thoughts on Phantom? Good old Phantom from Pakuraban. Are y'all excited for it? Are y'all ready for the new releases? I felt like we slowed down a little bit. Are y'all ready for the new releases and some other new fragrances? I think you are. So Scandal Gold is coming out from Jean Paul Gaultier. We're just joking about mentioning them with their bottles. You know, their bottles are fine to me, but some people don't like those torsos bottles. You know, the Le Male and the Le Femme. So Scandal Gold. Let's see if they give us any notes. Let's see what we got going on here. Do y'all like the bottle design? It has like a lady upside down. I don't know if it's supposed to be a little seductive or tipsy or something like that. But it has top notes of pink pepper, rose, jasmine, mid notes of saffron, ylang-ylang, and honey. And the base notes are leather, patchouli, benzoin, cypriol, and sandalwood. So I like the notes going on there. I'm not usually a like ylang-ylang person, but honey and saffron and ylang-ylang in the mid, and then you got some patchouli and you got a lot of good stuff going on here. Sounds like it's going to be a good combination. I like that note breakdown. Let me look at the comments. See here. My main is Leandro. No Leon. So is it Leandro or Leandro? I think it's Leon. Is it Leanne? Let me know. Sorry. Brazil. São Paulo. Hey, from Brazil. Brazil's awesome. I would love to visit there one day. One of my brothers did. Beautiful place. Beautiful, definitely. Stephanie says legs in the air. You know. Oh, yeah. It could be a little bit more suggestive than that, but I wasn't going to go there. But maybe it's a fragrance that lady, go out there and I don't know, hot girl summer. is that what the kids say these days? Name, sorry, no problem, my friend. Yeah, yeah. It's the bottles there. I'm amazed that more people they don't say something. I haven't seen too many people talk about the Scandal bottles. They're scandalous. Let's see here. There's a new fragrance brand coming out called Wall. I don't know if that's a very good name, WAAW. I don't know if they're going for the woo wow wee wow effect, but let's see here. A new fragrance brand is called Divine. They have a new fragrance called Le Esprit Libre. Or Libra. Libre? I don't know how you say it. So let's look at some other new fragrances. Bottega Veneta has a new one. They have their bottle design has changed. I don't know if it's like a new niche line, but they have one called Tonka Solaire. So this is a brand new fragrance: lemon, black currant, orange, fig leaf, olive tree, and cedar. I do like the notes there. They're supposedly marketing this as a floral fruity for women. So Illusion Tonka. So maybe it's musky or like a transparent sweet Tonka fragrance. The notes do look like they could be playing a little bit with the Nishane Ani DNA. There's no vanilla, really, but we'll have to keep an eye open. I do have my spidey senses are tingling. We'll have to see if that's true. So with that note breakdown. So let's see here. What else do we got going on? Any new comments? I don't see any new comments. Okay, we'll talk about another fragrance. So Bottega Veneta has another fragrance called Illusion Boisé New. The new Illusion Wood. I think it means something like that. This one has bitter orange, lemon, bergamot, Manoi. We'll have to Google this. Let's learn with each other. I love to learn, and hopefully y'all like to learn things too. I have no idea what Manoi oil is or what it smells like. So let's see what we can do to learn about this new thing in fragrance. There's so many things out there. It has base notes of patchouli, woody notes, and vanilla. Looks good. They say this is a woody floral musk, and they're going to market this one as probably the male counterpart and market it more towards men. So let's see here. Manoi oil is a French Tahitian cosmetic oil of pure so it's going to have a coconut quality to it, and they say that it often has some floral nuances of tiar or tiar flower. So that'd be nice. Coconut and maybe a little bit of interesting floral, drier floral going on. Sounds good to me. I'd like to try that. Sounds like something that might be my style. Okay, let's see what else we got going on. Waiting for the internet to keep up with our back and forth. See, okay, we've talked about Scandal Gold. Valentino has a new fragrance called Voce Viva Intensa. Do y'all like this line? I have never really heard much about the Voce Viva fragrance line, but this is the Intensa version, a flanker. We got notes of bergamot, mandarin orange, mid notes of jasmine sambac, orange blossom, and base notes of bourbon, vanilla, and moss. Just categorized as a amber floral. Does sound nice. Looks like to me like there needs to be an extra note. I don't know if this one's going to be interesting enough. We'll have to see what kind of nuances or how big these accords are in this fragrance. Like what's pulling through? Is the jasmine going to pull through? Is the bourbon vanilla going to take over? Is the what's going to happen? So I feel like there's probably going to be more notes snuck up into that one for sure. No new comments. I don't see any. So let's see here. There's a new fragrance brand coming out called Volt. There's Hilder Machado as a new fragrance. Don't know about them, but we got Comme des Garçons. Is this a fragrance or is this a sunscreen? They call it ERL sunscreen. I don't know if it's supposed to smell like sunscreen. It looks like it's a real fragrance. A floral woody musk for women and men. Top notes of solar notes, bergamot, mid notes of lily of the valley, heliotrope, and peach. Base notes of musk, cedar, and coconut. So sounds like a fun, carefree. Maybe it's like something layerable or something that's like more of like a second skin type of fragrance. Not exactly sure, but I don't think we've had too many modern fragrances that smell like sunscreen. And I think I mentioned that. I don't know if they were listening to me. I can't claim credit for that, but I have mentioned that a couple times that people kind of like the smell of sunscreen. And besides like Bronze Goddess, there haven't been too many modern fragrances that have captured that. I think there was one called like Jill Sanders' Sun that had that vibe, but as far as in the last 10 years or more, nobody's taken advantage of that. So we'll have to see if that's any good. Leandro says, what's your best fragrance, tobacco fragrance? Great question. I love my Rasasi La Yukawam, which is a clone of sorts of Tuscan leather, but I find it more wearable, and for the price, it's really great. That's one of my favorites, but let me think. I really love tobacco, but do I own too many really? I have Leather Oud by Floris. I'm trying to think of which fragrances are like really, really tobacco forward or heavy. I want to get, what is it called? By Stranger's Perfumery, there's one called Scotch Peat, which has it's not exactly a tobacco, but it has that edge about it. I'm trying to think about my collection. Do I have anything I do have, there is Tobacco Oud out there by Montal, which is really great, but I don't have that one in the collection yet. So I probably need to find myself a really strong, really dominant tobacco fragrance. But I have a lot of fragrances that use the note, but I don't feel like I would say that they're dominated by tobacco. Besides the Rasasi La Yukawam and the Tobacco Oud by Floris, and let's see here. Catch up with the comments. Hopefully that answers. I'll try to do a video about the best tobaccos out there. So if you're asking for some good tobaccos, Tuxedo's great. That has a fair amount of tobacco. Tuxedo. I'm trying to think of some others. A lot of people forget about, what was it? A lot of people know about Parfums de Marly Godolphin, but Journeyman by Amouage. A lot of people kind of forget about that one. So definitely give those a try, see if they work for you. Ronald says, I find that Davidoff Cool Water Intense and Jean Paul Gaultier Le Bois both have a sunscreen scent. I need to double check and refresh my memory. They might. I'm not disagreeing. They probably do. I just, that didn't come straight to mind or didn't come through with the old noggin, the memory here. Bardison says Ormond Jane White Gold does smell like sunscreen, but in the most beautiful way. I'll have to give that a smell. I don't believe I've tried that fragrance, but thank you for letting us know, Bardison. See, there's hundreds and thousands of fragrances out there, and I try to smell and review everything I possibly can, but there's a lot out there. So thank you. And we're a community. See, that's why we can all help each other, and that's one of the great things I love when people, fragrance lovers, come together, help each other out. So, Ronald Jabinga says, might be because I often think of sunscreen when I smell coconut. Yeah, some people, the two are they're inseparable. They're connected. So many sunscreens or tanning oils smell like coconut, and to a lot of people, you can't. The two are inseparable. They're connected. There's no doubt about that. So that's a memory that's in your mind for sure. And a lot of us. So Randy says, have you tried anything by Ramon Monegal? I think that's how you say it. They have one called Musk Oud, I believe, or Oud Musk. Let me double check on that. And I think I might have tried one of their patchoulis. Let me see here. Musk Oud. Monegal. Oh, Agar Musk. That's what it was called. Agar Musk by Ramon Monegal. I knew that I didn't remember the name exactly. I tried this one. It was, as far as a musky oud fragrance, it's very wearable and like a second skin. It was very good. I thought it was a little bit expensive for what it is. I forget if I've actually done a full length review. That's another one that I might have reviewed in the past, and it's kind of lost in limbo. Let me know if y'all really want to see that review. I have reviews of a lot of random stuff that are kind of lost in limbo. Sometimes, like especially in the summer, like I delay stuff. Like I'm not going to review. I still have my review of Hobdon by Parfums de Marly because I actually got the bottle and I bought it, But I don't want to put that review out in the summer, when people might not be ready to want to hear about something like that. And they might not be interested in hearing about a dark, heavy fragrance. So Agar Musk probably could pull it off in the summer. People in India or the Middle East probably think it's a perfect summer fragrance, but a lot of people here in the USA, maybe that somebody adventurous might wear it on a summer night, on a summer day. No, I don't think a lot of them would. But anyways, it's nice. I thought the quality was really nice. I do want to explore more from this house because if their other fragrances are blended and the quality is as good as they are, definitely worth trying. Let me double check on the price. 50 mils for $175. So that's about a $350 bottle. I thought the that's up there. It's not the most expensive niche, but that's up there. But I thought that they were pretty darn good fragrances. Mon Patchouli, I think I've tried that one, but I don't know if I reviewed it. I've seen some people hype and talk about Kiss My Name. I haven't smelled it yet, but it's got 5 stars out of 6 reviews on Lucky Scent, and that means something. And I've heard lots of love for it. So if you love florals, tuberose, iris, jasmine, neroli, Tolu balsam, you might want to try Kiss My Name. But I'll try to get a review on that one. It sounds like there's a lot of love for it. And when I first got into fragrance, I wanted to get my nose on Umbra, and I still don't think I've gotten my nose on Umbra yet. Sorry about that. Let me look it up. Let's see. Umbra looks really good to me. It has notes of Haitian vetiver root, Yugoslavian tree moss, Madagascan black pepper, bourbon geranium leaves, Canadian fir balsam, and Tonka haricot. It too has really good ratings. So Umbra looks like something I need to get. Something that if I had the money, I'd be tempted to blind buy the darn thing. Let me catch up with the comments. So, okay. Have you? Okay, we'll answer that. Aroma from Heaven says, I do have Montal tobacco oud. It's gorgeous. Yes, I've heard very good things about it, and I might have to get it in the collection if I can find a good price on it. Might be a blind buy here in the future. I do like Montals. If you can find the right one, a lot of them are risky. A lot of them are an acquired taste, but if you dabble, some of the Montals are really good. I like what is it called? Like Oud Saffron. I know it's not for everybody. Some people might really dislike it. I like it. I have Arabian's Tonka, which is kind of like a loud, sweet party fragrance. Not for everybody, but nice, really nice. And recently got, what was it? I got Oud Leather, and I like it. But leather lovers, if you want a really heavy leather, might not be leathery enough. And for some people, it might be too strong. So I like it. Leandro, good to see you. Yes, thumbs up. Happy to answer your questions, my friends. Ronald says, I'm waiting for a good deal on the Al Haramain Amber Oud Tobacco Edition. You reminded me. That's a great. I do own that fragrance, and that one is a great one. I didn't mention it because I was trying to think of more of an original tobacco. There definitely is some similarities with Tobacco Vanille. You gotta like spices. I don't know how much you like spices, Ronald, but if you don't like the spices so much, the spicy like that the red heat, like the hot heat type of spice that comes through with some fragrances, that stuff is crazy. It's super strong too. So I think you like performance. I'm getting that feeling from you, my friend. So it's got the performance that you want. Performance is outrageous. One of the strongest fragrances I've ever tried, but really intense on those spices. Okay, so let's see any other fragrances we can find here. Anything we can look up. So you reminded me of my long lost love and something that I forgot to try, which was Umbra from Ramon Monegal. So I'm going to have to get my nose on that one. Probably is something I'll fall in love with and something that I got to have in the collection. So I'm just looking at those notes. I already I've got a good feeling about that one. So there's a new fragrance brand coming out called Mahogany. Don't know where they're sold, but there is from a brand you might actually recognize a new fragrance. Haven't seen a new fragrance from this house in a while. Acqua di Parma in the house with a new fragrance called Oud and Spice. We were just talking about the spice. It has notes of raspberry, bergamot, and rose, cloves, cinnamon, pink pepper. So they're going real spicy, and with some rose, some oud, some patchouli, and some labdanum. So interesting that they throw that raspberry in there. Doesn't look like Tuscan leather, but maybe they're taking some play. They see how much people love that raspberry. Anyways, looks good. I do want to get my nose on that for sure. Looks like an exciting release to me. At least it does to me. But I'm sure that's going to be another fragrance that, maybe the young party kids don't want. That wouldn't be their fragrance, but let me catch up with the comments. Spot on, Ronald. Absolutely happy to help, Ronald. Okay, let's talk about this one. We got a new designer fragrance release coming out, a Black Opium Extreme. This is another next new big release that's on the market. Let me know. Do you like Black Opium? Some people aren't going to like this opinion, but I'm going to say it. I don't know if y'all remember. I have talked about Black Opium a little bit here and there. Black Opium, in my opinion, is actually one of the best ladies' perfumes out there. I love the coffee. I love how almost dangerous the fragrance is on a lady. And I find it's a very attractive fragrance. In my opinion, one of the best designer fragrances out there for the ladies with Dior Poison Girl. Of course, Coco Mademoiselle. Let me list off some others because I feel like I don't give the ladies a mention. Of course, I review men's fragrances and I smell more fragrances that are for men, but I have smelled a lot of ladies' fragrances. I try to be up to date. Prada, what was that one called? It was like Prada Candy Gloss, like the lipstick one with the extra iris. La Vie est Belle, L'Eclat. Versace Crystal Noir. Okay, those are some of the ones I remember being great fragrances. At least I liked for the ladies. So this Black Opium Extreme is supposed to have notes of coffee, cacao, so some added chocolate. We got some chocolate in here. Maybe it's a heavier fragrance. That'd be nice. We got orange blossom, we got jasmine, we got bourbon vanilla, and that patchouli. The patchouli that really, is a big part of the show in the Black Opium DNA. The coffee and that patchouli make it go. So, I'm interested. I got to get my nose on it. I'm looking forward to it, seeing how heavy, if it's heavy or gourmand or what's going on with the Black Opium DNA. But I think it's a great DNA. Again, not everybody talked about it, but I've mentioned that I thought that the Black Opium Blanche, which had some added white florals to it, also was really amazing. You had this like dark, dirty coffee fragrance, and it had like an edge and a danger about it, but then it had some like added freshness on the top and had this like duality. I thought it was really fun. Let's see here, popping in here. Randy says La Isa Blanca by Ramon Monegal is phenomenal. I'll have to get my nose on it. Yeah, some of those Ramon Monegal fragrances look incredible. Umbra is the one I got the eyes on. If you're a vetiver lover, also might be worth checking out. So yeah, definitely explore the house if you can, guys. Looks like a great house, and I've only tried the Mon Patchouli, but I need to refresh my memory. Might have forgotten about it. But I remember it being pretty solid. But I remember it didn't change very much. But it still was really high quality, like a really pure patchouli, like pure. It was pure. Indecent says, hello, Ben and everyone. Good to see you, my friend. How's life treating you? What's good? What's popping? Stephanie Deming says, Poison Girl is my jam. Poison Girl's great. And some people beat up on it. I know it's not the same as the original Poison Girl. I know it's a little bit more trendy and maybe a little bit more girly and sweet, but Poison Girl is still great. I mean, you can't take away from it. It's one of the best designer fragrances out there, and it doesn't hit the top 10 list from the ladies. And that's another one of those fragrances that I worry that's going to get discontinued, maybe in the near future, because not everybody's buying it. I don't know how well it's selling on the market, but as far as like mass appealing, likable, and well composed, feminine fragrances, Poison Girl is great, in my opinion. Stephanie says Black Opium Extreme is on my list. Yeah, definitely worth trying. The Black Opium Extreme looks nice. I'm excited to hear more about it, and I would love to know if the ladies out there are excited or interested in maybe heavier, richer fragrances for the ladies. Are you? Again, a lot of the times fruity florals are just marketed or sold to the ladies. I'm sure that you'd be interested in more ambers, maybe like more darker florals, like maybe more jasmines or orchids or tuberose. I'm sure that there's ladies who would like a switch up in some way. And in the designer fragrance game, Opium Extreme might give you that gourmand fix. And I don't know if it's going to come out soon enough, but it might end up being here for the fall or the winter this year. We'll have to see how soon it comes out. But if they put that out near the fall and the winter, people are going to be on it like hotcakes. Stephanie Deming says, I hear Poison Girl has been discontinued. That's what I'm worried about. Yeah, I don't know if it's completely true or not, but Poison Girl should have been a top seller. Everybody in the community should have been talking about how good it was, but instead I heard a couple actually naysayers who are actually putting it down. But I almost never heard anybody actually talking it up. And Poison Girl was one of the best designer feminine fragrances that I have ever tried. It's a shame, and it might be gone now. So if you are looking for a gift for your lady and you want her to smell good, or if you've never bothered to give Poison Girl a chance and you want something that's girly but also has a little bit of an edge, not maturity exactly, but it has a little bit of that dangerous, adventurous quality about it. A little bit of the deeper florals, not too deep, not too dark, but it's got something going on in there that's I feel like it's a really attractive fragrance. So that's a shame if Poison Girl disappears like that. And it's a shame. Now, Stephanie Deming says, I love ambers, tobaccos, etc. I just picked up Vinyl by Frank Boclet. Whiskey and Coke Bomb. I bet that's fun. Those fragrances that go into those futuristic or modern plasticky notes, are really sometimes to me are really strange. Like there's one called Cellophane by Serge Lutens, and I smelled that, and it smells like almost like that burning plastic smell. Some people supposedly like it. Again, I hear very few people talking about it, but to me, it's a very strange fragrance. I don't know why you'd want to smell like burning industrial plastic, but somebody does out there. More power to you if you do. More power to you, I'm not saying vinyl smells like that. I bet vinyl's nice. But when I see stuff like that, I think of like flooring tile and I think of industrial things in my mind. Anyways, I'm just joking around with you, everybody. Hope that you enjoy having some fun with me, Ben. So let's see if there's any other fragrances we can catch our eye on before our night is through. Let's see here if there's anything else. Oh, I clicked on another quick mystery brand. There's Mary Kay's not a mystery brand, but they do have a fragrance, but I haven't really. Let me know if you want to hear about it. I don't know if I talk about it. Victoria's Secret has a new fragrance coming out called Tease Cream Cloud. Let me know if you want to hear about that one. I just talked about a bunch about the ladies' fragrances. Don't know if you want me to talk about a Victoria's Secret fragrance. I'm not too familiar with the House of Cellini, but they have a new fragrance coming out called Fleur Japonais. Let me know if y'all are familiar with the House of Cellini. Looks like a nice niche house, but I have not tried them. Don't know much about them at all. There's a new fragrance from Maison Sir Alberto Marius's niche house. Pretty affordable fragrances. They're like high-end designers, really. They're not really niche in the sense of using naturals or complex or anything like that. They're more of like wearable, higher end, more synthetic fragrances, in my opinion. But again, I was really impressed with Eau de Gingembre. And I don't think have I released that review yet? I think I did, and if I haven't, I'm speaking really highly about it. Really highly. I love that fragrance. It does have actually a lot of natural CO2 extracted ginger. So Vert Empire has supposedly notes of mandarin orange, cardamom, paradisone, middle notes of petitgrain, angelica, ambroxan, base notes of benzoin, Australian sandalwood, and sage. So this might be a nice modern vetiver fragrance. I said vetiver, but and Vert makes me think of vetiver, but there's not really any vetiver in here. So let's look up the definition of Vert, so we all become more educated. So Vert means green as a heraldic tincture. So it just means green. So Vert doesn't necessarily mean vetiver. Vert just means green. So it's got sage in the fragrance, which will definitely add some greenness. Besides that, maybe there's a lot of sage. Maybe that's the interesting part of the fragrance. We'll have to see how good it is. So I just learned something tonight. Hopefully you learned something tonight. Randy says, "What's your opinion on Maison Francis Kurkdjian as a perfumer?" It's going to sound corny, and other people said it, but I agree. In my opinion, it seems like he does better work on other brands. Like with Elie Saab, I like his fragrances better, especially for the price, and I actually think they're better than his own fragrance. A lot of his own fragrances. Again, Oud Satin Mood was great, but it's not something for me. But I recognize how good Oud Satin Mood is. It is great, but it's not for me. And they have the Amber Absolute. But besides that, for Maison Francis Kurkdjian, I think it was like Magic. I forget. There's one of those fresh fragrances that's a little bit more ambery. Let me see if I can't look it up. See here if I can remember. How do you spell that? I'm kicking myself for not being able to smell it. Maison Francis Kurkdjian. How do you? Let's see if we can remember which fresh fragrance I thought was good. But what I'm trying to say is a lot of their fragrances I think are too expensive for what they really should be. No. trying to remember which fresh fragrance it was. Maybe it was Petit Matin. I forget. It was one of those that's like it has a little bit of a different name, and it was like had an ambery quality about it that I liked in the base. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe that was the one that was marketed towards men that I felt was feminine. Maybe that was the Petit Matin. Some people really like the gentle fluidities a lot, and the gold's not a bad fragrance. I don't want to beat up on the house. Definitely try them. It just like with any brand. Maybe it was the Apom that had an ambery quality in the base to my nose. That's probably it. It might be the Apom, APOM, for one of their fresher fragrances. Definitely give them a try, give them a go. But lots of people hype up the Aqua Universalis. Maybe I'm not a big enough fan of fresher aquatic fragrances. I don't know. Just doesn't excite me, especially for the price. But hey, if you like it, you like it. If it works for you, it works for you. Bravius says, "Hey Ben, hope you're doing well. Absolutely, hope you're doing good out there too. I would like to hear from you about Light Blue Forever. Since everyone admires it, I can't find a better nose of yours to trust." Well, that's very kind of you to say. Thank you for that confidence in me. I really don't want to disappoint you, but I haven't smelled it. I'm sorry. I'm going to be very honest with you. I just haven't smelled it, and I have not reviewed that fragrance yet. I'll try to get my nose on it. I wish I had all the money in the world. I've spent hundreds and thousands of dollars into this channel and my fragrance hobby already. But I'll try to get my nose on that one and review it for you. I've heard good things. Is that the one that has that creamy accord? Let me see if I can't look it up. I heard some people say, is that the one that has Light Blue Forever? Oh, that's the new grapefruit one. I've heard some people say it's really crisp and watery on the top, but it doesn't last the longest. I was thinking of Light Blue Love is Love or something like that. The previous release. They released so many of them. I almost got mixed up. So I hear that it smells good, but it doesn't last the longest. It has other notes in it, so I don't know if they're not strong enough, but supposedly it has Java vetiver oil, white musk, and patchouli, but it sounds to me like people are saying it doesn't have much of a base. I don't know if that's true, but I definitely try to get my nose on it. A lot of people bought into it really quickly, like blind. It seems like they almost blind bought it. And again, I spend tons of money into this. If it's a designer fragrance, a lot of the time, unless I'm extremely excited about it, I think I can review it, and it's important, like a significant fragrance review. I'm not. I usually don't pay up the big bucks, like $100 for a Dolce & Gabbana, light blue flanker. Sorry about that. I'll try to satisfy you in the future. So, any other questions? Any other thoughts? Anything y'all want to talk about tonight? Let me see if there's any other fragrances we can find tonight. Any new fragrance releases? So let's see what we got going on over here. Any other new fragrances to talk about? There's a review out of Akiba by Prod. I haven't tried that house. Vanille Incense by Atelier Cologne. I'm sure that's another nice one. I haven't tried too many of the modern Atelier fragrances to see if their performance is still fairly weak, but they have some winners. Speaking of tobacco, I really would like to get a bottle of Tobacco Nuit from Atelier, but it's almost always sold out. I can never find it for a good price. It just seems to be hard to find. I hope it's not discontinued, because that's another fragrance for me that's going to be a heartbreak if I can't get it, and it gets discontinued, and I never get my hands on it. Let's see here. The Phantom fragrance. See, it's just the marketing's really odd. On Fragrantica, we just joked about Phantom by Paco Rabanne, and the picture of the fragrance has that toy I was talking about that looked like Wall-E. And it has it side's like a weird toy bunny, and the picture is like beside a cat. So are you marketing this towards like family, this fragrance towards family and kids? I don't know. It's the marketing is, I mean, it was really funny, but then it's kind of weird. I don't know. Anyways, Santa Uelia, I'm not familiar with the house at all. It looks like they're making fragrance mixed in with saffron or focused on saffron. I love saffron. So I have to see if I can get my nose on the fragrance. The fragrance is called Crocus, Crocus. Very odd name. There's that new Twilly, that new Hermes fragrances, Twilly de Hermes. Oh, ginger. We mentioned that one a couple weeks ago. I think it's actually come out. If any of y'all have smelled that, let me know. I do like ginger. One of my favorite notes. And I bet that would be really nice on a lady. So let's see. Let me catch up with the comments and then we'll talk about some other fragrance. Tobacco Oud is discontinued. Yeah. The Tobacco Nuit by Atelier. Is that the one you're thinking about? Let's see here. Carlos says, how about the one Mysterious Night by Dolce & Gabbana? Have you tried that one? I've tried, I think it was Royal Night, but I haven't tried Mysterious. I think Mysterious Night is the one that has rose. And some people speak fairly highly of it. I blind bought the Royal Night. That was the one that had my attention, and I had really high hopes for it. And it actually, to me, was not a very good fragrance at all. If you're more into Middle Eastern fragrances that are dry and have a little bit of, again, I'm not completely against animalics, but if I buy Dolce & Gabbana, I want it to be more wearable and more rounded and more of like a sweet woody fragrance. And it was dry and incensey and almost a little bit sour with the incense. And it was also slightly animalic. And it just was not very, for a designer fragrance and something I was looking for more of something I would feel fairly comfortable wearing out and about every day or just about anywhere. It just wasn't enjoyable for me, and it wouldn't work for what I wanted. So I ended up selling it really quickly. It was also really disappointing, and it's probably the second worst designer fragrance. It wasn't a terrible thing. I had a brand new sealed in bottle. My Prada Black was was actually, the cat was like broken on inside. I should have returned it. It wasn't spilled or anything, but the sprayer was broken. It didn't spray. That's probably my worst bottle experience with control. Was it not control? I'm trying to think of the word. Can y'all help me? Quality control. That's the word. Quality control. The big word of the night that I guess I'm getting tired. I don't know. Anyways. Don't know what else to say about that. Oh, we're talking about my train of thought came back. We're talking about the Royal Night, Dolce & Gabbana. Anyways, the cap on it was slightly broke, so the cap would go on to the atomizer, but it would be really weak and it would like to move and it wouldn't sit on exactly straight. And for a brand new fragrance, pay a lot of money for it, and then it's essentially kind of broke. And the fragrance still sprayed. It still worked. Nothing was wrong with that. But the cap didn't sit on. It that kind of hurt the experience for me a little bit too. Matt says, "Oh no, I thought you meant the Tom Ford." Oh no, not the Tom Ford. No, not that one. We were talking about. We were talking about Atelier. Carlos says it comes out really strong, but man, it's another level scent, and you'll love it. I'll have to get my nose on it. Heard pretty good things about it. So I'll have to give it a go, give it a try. Maybe I just chose the wrong one. I don't know what to say. But it does mean that the line is fairly successful. Somebody in the Middle East must have liked it because we've gotten 2 or 3 flankers of that line. Somebody must like it out there, or they wouldn't make 2 or 3 flankers. It's like a flanker within a flanker within a flanker. And then you get 3 flankers of that flanker inception. Hobdon's great. I love Hobdon. It's great. Ojon's great. Carlisle. I don't want to hype up Parfums de Marly, but they do have some winners. I mean, Leighton is good. There's no doubt about that. But I would say try Ojon, Carlisle, and Hobdon. See which one you like the best. Layton's still great. Nothing against it. They did reformulate Layton exclusive, and I recommend that y'all don't mess with that fragrance at all. I used to like it more than Layton. I used to talk about it, but they reformulated it. They took away a lot of the heavier coffee and some of the heavier, richer elements. Had so much potential. If they would have kept the original Layton fragrance and just added oud and coffee and some richer, heavier sweetness into the fragrance, and maybe added like a musky element that they were kind of going for, it would have been great. But what can I say? Matt says, I like the One Mysterious Night, and I am in Chicago. Wear it up, my friend. And I bet you're getting noticed. I bet people are breaking their necks to know what's going on. Enjoy that, my friend. Okay, so let's see here. If there's any other fragrances that we can look at. There's a new brand called Mycia fragrances. Don't know anything about them. Alexandra has a bunch of new fragrances. Let me know if you're interested in any of them in particular. I don't know which these are clones of, but there's Moonstruck, Metalist, the Shipra. There's actually like 10 or more. So Alexandra has released a whole new fragrance line. It's just not one or two or three fragrances. It's like a dozen. Heavy Petal, Highlands, Jack, Gamer, Formless, Executive Oud, and there might be more. Egyptian Attitude, or maybe it's just that Fragrantica is catching up on adding them into their database. Dear Gabby, Danger Zone, Casanova. Anyways, I don't see anything else we really want to talk about. There's some fragrances from Jacquetti. Not familiar with them at all. Don't know where that's sold. Karen Lowe, Claudio Sutuli, one called Atomico. I guess I'll look at the notes. They call it Atomico. So we got to look at that. Released in 2019. Yeah, I guess it was just being added into the database. It's not exactly a really new fragrance. Incense, black pepper, labdanum, vanilla, cedar, Australian sandalwood, Haitian vetiver, amber, cashmere wood, and leather. It has good notes. Don't know where it's sold. Don't see any reviews on it. I don't know. Don't know what to say about that. Let's see here. Ronald says, I've tested the new Lalique White in Black. That's the new flanker of the Lalique White. I heard it smells like Layton, but not impressed. It smells a little bit generic. I was hoping it would be good, and I think a lot of people have really high hopes on that fragrance. So, yeah, that's sad. If it's not a really good fragrance, I think that's one of the few times Lalique has ever tried to make a flanker, and maybe they won't give us another flanker if people don't like it. And I bet that the original Lalique fans are not very happy that Lalique is making, another flanker of something. Lalique fans are purist, and I kind of see why. Lalique has a very rich history and has made some great fragrance releases, but they're chasing the flanker money because Lalique White is very popular. They're going to try to play the flanker game to make money. Lalique fans would really wish that, of course, they would make another masterpiece, but who knows when Lalique is going to do that. But, of course, we can hope. We can hope for the future. Carlos says, I started working on my own mix, doing a few scents here and there. Oh, like layering? Or do you actually put them in a bottle and make your own, let it sit for a while and actually try to make your own fragrance? I've never really tried to do that, but I do layer from time to time. I usually, again, I've talked about this before, but I layered two similar fragrances to make kind of a unique mix. And I know that they're going to work in harmony pretty well. Or sometimes if something has a lot of freshness or I think is really great on the top notes, I'll layer a fragrance that has a really great top. Maybe doesn't last the longest, but has a great opening, and then layer something that's more of a heavier, denser fragrance that's more based focus that maybe doesn't have much of a top, doesn't really have fresh notes or florals or herbaceousness or anything like that. So, Ronald says, I have a question about layering. If you fill a travel atomizer half with one fragrance and the rest with another, would you get the same effect? I haven't explored that too much. Please do that and tell us your findings. But I would guess that it would be a little bit different. It would mix together, and maybe it would smell terrible, or maybe it would smell really good. But there, of course, is some risk there on your skin. I think it's, I don't know. Maybe if it's, I guess you're less likely to ruin fragrances if you're only playing with a mil or two of a fragrance. I guess that isn't wasting too much fragrance, but yeah, I think you'd risk possibly ruining it, but it could turn out really good. So if you have a lot of fragrances, you have a huge collection, and you want to have some fun, do something creative. Maybe you want to be Frankenstein with your fragrances. Do it. Have at it. Tony says layering citrus heavy fragrances is always layer fragrances that are citrus plays really well with a lot of things because it adds the top notes. Yeah, citruses, they play pretty well with most of anything. Pretty well. So Carlos says I got plenty of oils, so I'm learning of what goes well with each other, etc. Just getting experience on the process. Yeah, learning as a perfumer takes a lot of effort, small amounts of certain notes to try to make certain accords, especially with synthetics. That's a whole process. That's maybe way too much to talk about tonight on a live, but I've tried to learn a little bit of that and explore a little bit of that, and I definitely want to become a perfumer as well. I don't know if that's what you're aiming to do, but certainly a very fun thing with a lot of, some people don't want to worry about it or stress about it, but I like all the, I like the process. Definitely takes creativity and willingness to take a risk. That's for sure. Tony says, in my experience, the Aqua de Parma Blue Mediterranean line is perfect for layering. Yeah, absolutely. That's a pretty good line. Fico di Amalfi is a little bit sweet, but would be great for that. And there was one that was called like the P. I'd have to look them up. I always want to joke and say it's the pistachio one, but it's like Piscano. Anyways, you're absolutely right, Tony. Carlos says working on my own brand. Oh, that's good. So I want to get knowledge. Yeah. There's some classic combinations. Cardamom, lavender's classic. Vanilla, amber, classic combination. Of course, rose oud. Everybody knows that. There's some things in fragrances that everybody knows. Honey and leather, always good. A good combo. Trying to think of some other notes. What was it? I think lavender and myrrh like to work well with each other. What were some other notes? Vetiver with green notes, like vetiver with clary sage, vetiver with basil, vetiver with tarragon, things like that. Anyways, we won't get into like perfumery class tonight, but let me know if y'all have any other thoughts. I got honey and leather. I do a mix, see what comes out. Yeah, let me know. Honey and leather, good combination, absolutely. So, any thoughts? Anything else y'all want to tell me? We've been on here for over an hour having fun, talking about fragrances and new releases and joking around. I hope that y'all have had a good night so far. Randy says, have you got your nose on the new Rogue fragrances? I have not, my friend. Not yet. Not yet. But I hope to. I've reviewed and I've talked about a couple of them. Rogue as a house is good, but for them not being IFRA compliant, they weren't as heavy or as rebellious as I was hoping they'd be. I know that they're using higher concentrations that they're supposed to be, but they still feel like pretty almost modern. For people who love vintage, there's some of them that might scratch that itch. But I don't know if I've seen some people disappointed, and they're not bad fragrances. It's just that they're not heavy or, really heavy on the oak moss or the leather or the animalics as some of the vintage lovers want, especially with Chypres. Some of those people love vintage Chypres. They want it to hammer you, punch you in the face. There was the Derviche one from Rogue is definitely their winner and the best one I've tried by far from them. So if you're looking to try that house, it's more of a vanilla amber fragrance, but it's good. It's definitely good. Let's see. Tony says Mandorlo di Sicilia is way too sweet. The other ones mixed together are perfect. I don't remember the Mandorlo di Sicilia. The Fico di Amalfi is almost to me it's pretty darn sweet, but I agree if it's sweeter than Fico di Amalfi for an Italian fragrance, especially again as y'all know, Italian fragrances are supposed to be more citrusy, maybe even sour. That they don't really traditionally at least go for things that are so sweet. Um, and I still remember watching an interview with the House of Profumum Roma, and they were. I also heard somebody else who was Middle Eastern who was trying to become a perfumer, and they also felt, that all the Americans wanted was dessert fragrances that smelled like food. I guess there's some truth to that. Thanks for the tips. Absolutely. Here for you, Carlos. Here for you. Great video, like always. Yeah, I hope that y'all had a good live. The live was good tonight, and y'all had some fun. Alente Film says, talk about Javoy Incident, Diplomotique. Great patchouli. I wish I had a bottle of it. I don't want to do a full review for you, but certainly worth getting a sample. Certainly worth trying. If you haven't tried it and you love patchouli, you might be missing out. So I wouldn't say blind buy it, but especially if you're not familiar with patchouli, patchouli is very strong, very confident. Maybe might be too much for you, but certainly great. Javoy has some real winners. I talked about Private Label. I think it was. If you want to smell like $1 million, like a rich guy, that fragrance smelled like the rich guy. Then there were some other ones. There's some. I mean, Javoy is a good house, no doubt about that. Tony Jims says my scent of the day is Bon Monsieur. It smells like Czar. Is that the new one from Mr. Smelly from Naughton and Wilson? Not really sure. Alante Film says, thank you, sir. Happy to help. Happy to do everything I can to help you. But yeah, that's my advice to you. It smells like Czar. And Czar's a classic, right? I think that one's isn't that a discontinued Fougere? I think I remember. But I think I do. I might be wrong about that. I might be thinking about that Caesar's Palace fragrance. I always mix those two up in my head. Derouche, is that how you say your name? Is Black Phantom worth the buy? I'd say get a sample. I would not say blind buy it. A lot of people, again, I don't really recommend blind buying in general, but Black Phantom is not as mass appealing as the hype might lead you to believe. Lots of people love it. Some people think it's extremely boozy. To my nose, it does have some sweetness, and it actually, surprisingly, I smell. Maybe my nose is different. I smell some florals that come out with the fragrance more than other people. I don't think it's a terribly smoky fragrance, and I'm actually surprised because I think a fair amount of smoke, not a ton, nothing aggressive, nothing scary really, but I do think some smokiness comes through with Black Phantom more than some of the incense fragrances that I've smelled. And I've had some people complain at me because I don't warn people if something has a tiny bit of incense, even though it's not a smoky fragrance. Like it doesn't smell like it's actually burning. Anyways, so again, I'm surprised that more people don't complain about Black Phantom because it actually has a little bit of that dark smoke to it. And one of the biggest things that to me in that fragrance is the vetiver. There's some vetiver that comes through, and to me, vetiver is one of the biggest players in Black Phantom. For some reason, maybe people don't recognize that style or that type of vetiver coming through. Maybe it's been reformulated since I've tried it, but Black Phantom, to me, in the dry down and in the mid to the base, had a lot of vetiver to it. So decent fragrance. I think that if you're looking for something dark and seductive and mysterious, there's plenty of other fragrances that do that job for cheaper and more mass appealing. If you're looking to go out on a party, and maybe, I don't know age wise, but some people recommend it for maybe a younger guy. I think it's good for a mid-aged guy. I'm going to say get what was it called? It's from Paco Rabanne. We just talked about Paco Rabanne. Funny enough, it was I'm going to kick myself. I'm going to look it up because I'm tired and I don't want to frustrate my mind anymore. So Pure Excess Night. That's what it's called. Pure Excess Night. It's kind of like a myrrh, like a complex, spicy, mysterious myrrh fragrance. It has some sweetness to it. Great fragrance. Highly underrated. Probably another one that's going to be discontinued. and I'm going to speak highly about it because it's another great designer fragrance release. Is it super mass appealing? And maybe for every single mass appealing person who wants Acqua di Gio and Sauvage, maybe not. But if you want, something that has an edge, something that has confidence, and the performance is amazing. Really underrated fragrance. Pure Excess Night, the night version, specifically. If you're, 2025 looking for that, mysterious, complex, sweet fragrance, of course you could go for, Dolce & Gabbana, the One Parfum, but those don't perform that well. Again, if you want to step up to something of a little bit more complexity, maybe a little bit more maturity, but you're still partying, you're still going out, all that good stuff. It's a great fragrance. I'm very happy with it. Pure Excess Night. So Tony said, Gam with the thumbs up. Thank you, Gam. Tony says, Bon Monsieur is a rogue fragrance. Oh, it's a rogue fragrance. Czar is Van Cleef & Arpels. Yeah, absolutely. Is the Czar discontinued? I can't remember. Tony Jim says Pure X. Yeah, you were there. Absolutely. So any other thoughts? Anything y'all want to ask me before we wrap up tonight? Any questions, any feelings? Have I been giving y'all a good balance of content? Have I given y'all enough designers or cheapies? Have I given you enough niche content or interesting fragrances? Or do you want me to focus more on one or the other? Of course, I'm not completely a niche head, but I do like exploring and perhaps reviewing more of the niche, but I try to keep a balance of things. Again, a lot of niche is overpriced, but if you're looking for fragrances with more notes and more creativity, gotta step into the niche world. There's only so much complexity that's in designer fragrance, and a lot of people are very happy with designers. So I try to keep that balance. Let me know. Am I striking a good balance, or do you even care about a good balance? I see some people going away. Oh no, scaring you away. Oh, sorry about that. So, any thoughts before we go tonight? No responses yet. I'm trying to see if there's anything else that catches my curiosity tonight. But I think we've talked about all the new releases and anything of interest that's current, at least regarding that I see, that I know of. So let's see here. I think the balance is all right. Happy to hear that. I'm trying to keep a good balance on this channel. I know that some people want to see the cheapies. Some people want to see the hidden gems. Some people want to see vintage. I've talked about some vintage stuff here and there. I could review more vintage fragrances, but I'm off past midnight here. Well, have a good night, my friend Ronald. I think I'm going to go as well. And we've been on here for almost an hour and a half, having a really good chat. Thank you, friends. Thank you for making this night a wonderful night. Again, I upload Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, so make sure to come back. Somebody said I have streamed on Twitch. My internet is terrible, so I haven't done it in a while, but I'm Jimmy Jam Jim. I would love to be able to get a better computer and better internet that I can actually stream. I can do it here, surprisingly, but it actually, because my internet's so bad, it's limiting the quality of my camera. This camera is actually, it can do even better than this. So it's Jimmy Jam Jim. If you want, message me on Instagram, and I can send you a link or something. But I haven't gone on there in a while, and I always get frustrated because I keep getting disconnected and kicked off on Twitch, and I want to have fun. So Tony says it was a great chat. Peace out, and have to go back to work. Well, thank you for spending some of your precious time with me, Tony. Have a good night, everybody. Thank you for being fragrance friends and fragrance enthusiasts, fragrance lovers, frag heads, all that good stuff. Thank you for being passionate about fragrances and having a little bit of friendship, having a little bit of community on a one-on-one basis. This is what this is all about. Where we can express ourselves, share what we bought, or maybe fragrances that we're in love with, that we're everything we care about, and just being able to talk about this passion with each other. So Hope that y'all had a good night. Again, I do these every Saturday about 6 p.m. U.S. Central Time. So mark that on your calendar. You know, every week if you want to come back. So have a good weekend, everybody. I wish you a good time. Of course, cook something good. Spend time with friends and family if you can. If you're distancing and all that stuff, Skype. There we have the world of technology at our fingertips. Skype. Get on a one of those visual phone calls where you can see your friends and family, and definitely take care of yourself, my friends. I'll see you soon. Live well. Thank you, Ben. You're an awesome dude. Well, thank you, Bravius. You're an awesome dude as well. I appreciate all of you who were here today. Everybody who commented, chatted, gave some of their input, some of their thoughts and feelings, and all that good stuff. You're Zeong. Thank you for being here. I don't remember seeing you comment earlier, but thank you for the love. And if you lurk, if you don't comment, that's all right. But I'd love to hear your voice and hear your opinions and hear about your fragrance experience. That's what this is all about. Damn, I missed it. Richard, this is supposed to upload for you, so you'll get to rewatch it. I'm very sorry. Yeah, I get on about here 6 p.m. U.S. Central Time. We're usually on here for about an hour, sometimes longer, but we've been on here for an hour 30. Good time. So what's good? I got to go, Richard, but hope that you have a good night, my friend, and smelling good out there. And feel free to message me on Instagram, too. If you feel like you want to get that chat in, and I chat up, and I'm trying to be friends with just about anybody. So my hint, they call it a handle on Instagram. You can find me, Centaur Fragrance. Shouldn't be too hard to find. And we got a great community going on over there. Original content that's not on YouTube is over there. So if you want to see more fragrance content and keep up to date, I post daily content over there daily. So I'd love to see you get involved over there, so we can talk every day. Okay, guys, I do have to go. So have a good night, everybody. I'll see you soon. Smell great, my friends. I'll smell you later. That's an old Pokemon reference I like to joke and say. And also, wear what you love. Find the fragrances that you love. Enjoy those fragrances. You don't have to buy into hype. You don't have to like what everybody else likes. And you don't have to wear fragrances for other people. But that's a good thing. But we're making fragrance, enjoyable for yourself. That's what it's all about. I'm definitely smelling good. I'm Rick Harula on Instagram. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you for popping in. It's a pleasure, my friend. Bartison says, you too. Thanks, good. Thanks, bro. Yeah. Have a good night, everybody. I'll see you soon. And stay safe and stay awesome out there. And I'm not even intoxicated. I'll see you soon, everybody. Bye.